Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Munch, munch, munch.
Hello and welcome to Daddy Eats Last, where we discuss the challenges of being a man in modern society and whatever the hell that even means. I'm Kane, and both Ryan and Maddie are out of action this week, so I'm doing a quick in-betweener episode with the topic being coping with being let down. Well, that's because everyone has been let down at work, by a business partner, in a relationship, or hey, by the government, state or federal. Take your pick at the moment. I'm locking in C, all levels of government, when we look at what's happened with the global COVID pandemic and how it's been dealt with here in Australia. I think government have done a very good job across any level of government, but that is by the by. So this is about coping with being let down. Now, I've certainly been let down across all of these areas, work, business, relationships, multiple times, sometimes a couple of them all happening at the same time. It's a fact of life and work and business that things don't work out. Sometimes things, they're meant to fall apart, and sometimes things are destined to fail, and sometimes you will be disappointed in life. However, there's a difference between things not working out and being disappointed and being actively screwed over by someone out to better their own position. So I'll just say that again. There's a difference between things not working out and you being disappointed in that, and somebody actively screwing you over. Now, and Warren Buffett, who is probably the world's most famous investor, pretty much nailed it when he said, in looking for people to do business with, and this will apply to relationships as well, in looking for people to do business with, because business is slang for something else, look for three qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy. If you don't have the first, the other two will kill you. So without integrity, all the other skills and traits that the people you're dealing with or in a relationship with, they don't matter. Because at some point in our lives, in some way or another, we've all been screwed over by someone else, often due to their lack of integrity. I certainly have, again, multiple times, again, all sometimes happening at the same time. It could be someone stabbing in the back at work to get that promotion you were chasing, or in my case, somebody basically taking an idea you had and putting that up as their own. Oh, that's one of my pet peeves, someone taking credit for something which they didn't put forward themselves. Could be being sold a dream by someone who has no intention of honouring their commitment, or it could be simply, your friend dating that guy, girl, or non-binary individual that you told them all about. Though being screwed over totally sucks, the benefit is that it can actually help you grow and also show you how to ensure it doesn't happen in the future, or if it does, that it's not as severe. Firstly, you just can't roll over. Like, it's all very easy just to kind of roll over and throw your hands up in the air and just go, I got screwed over. Oh, it was me sort of stuff. Don't just roll over. Even when we're 100% right, sometimes the odds aren't always in our favor, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't fight for yourself, because honestly, nobody else will fight for you. Whatever the situation, there's nothing that builds self-esteem and helps you bounce back like standing up for what you to believe to be right is. At the same time, it's also important to not necessarily seek revenge. Revenge and sinking down to somebody else's level is not an ideal way to go about things. So you don't want to necessarily take revenge. There's no need to sink to the level of the person who screwed you over, because why mimic the jerk who screwed you over? It just makes you a jerk as well. Often the best thing that we can do is to simply let the issue go. Let it go, within reason, of course. And trust in the fact that the karma bus will take care of the other person and they will receive their comeuppance. Because everyone should ultimately get what they deserve one way or another. So trust in the karma bus. You should really try and learn from the situation to guide your future relationships of any and all kinds. This will basically help you understand what you will tolerate in the future and how you'll best avoid getting to that same point again, no matter what wool someone is trying to pull over your eyes. And just remember that the unfortunate reality is that we can't really control the other person. If somebody really wants to be a jerk, then you can't actually stop them from being one. So while it's easy to get down on ourselves, especially when we've been screwed over, and I've been screwed over plenty of times, it's more important to remember that the only person you can control is you. And there's no point hiding yourself away, hoping not to be hurt again or screwed over again. So put a few safeguards in place and get back out there and have a crack at whatever it is that you're chasing. There's a few of the tips that I've encountered over my time of being let down by people or actively screwed over by people. And I'm very trusting. I can park it, and every person's different. I try not to take the baggage from one person screwing me over to the next person, be it in work, be it in relationships, be it in business. Again, it's a really important way to try to put your past behind you and then only look forward, because the future is really what your life is. Anyway, that is all this week for Daddy Eats Last. Remember to subscribe to Daddy Eats Last if you haven't done already. And while you're there, please leave a review. Also, tell your mates about the podcast, especially if they are guys. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Matthew and hopefully with Ryan, for another episode of Daddy Eats Last. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and catch you next week.
Bye bye. Bye bye.